Hey guys, this is Rurouni K95 here. Once again, time for a Saturday library vlog video. This is what I usually do whenever I make library vlogs, like a little everyday life of how this goes, particularly. Things are just come as far as I planned. And for the most of this reason is that, as particularly as well, as far as I know, particularly. And excuse me. So I was a little tired though because I want to get into the whole kind of thing for that as well. And for some of the most part of the reason is that, well, you know what I mean as well. Am I saying a whereabout as well? Particularly as just considering the fact of this is particularly of how. And I wanted to explain to the most reason as well. Particularly of how I wanted to do something like as well. For most other ones as well. You know. Especially of how just to be ever really anonymous though as well. For the whole thing of that as well. Because I've always wanted to look back where I did my previous library vlog video back in December last year, around Christmas time. Every time I came to the library, it was like, I believe it was around 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock or something. I was at the library because I had these unwanted books that I have not read. Not necessarily graphic novels or manga. No, I'm talking about the other kind of books. You know, some of the books, like fantasy or sci-fi books, or any of those or mystery you have never read, particularly because due to the fact that how you have a lot of books that take up too much space in the house, though. And for whatever the reasons, my backpack that you see that I was wearing in the vlogs, my backpack was heavy. Every time you have a lot of stuff cramped in your backpack, it just gets all heavy as well. So as you're having back pains and something, or like it's in your side, and it hurts though. But once whenever your backpack is not heavy, and there's less in it, it just gets a little lighter than it was, particularly. And some of them may bring like messenger bags, or particularly with these laptop bags on there, especially like they ever try to do it as well. Like some people, they may bring like laptops or portable DVD players with headphones, like especially if you're watching a movie or a TV show or a cartoon or an anime on your portable DVD player, especially when you're on at the computer in the quiet study room at the library, just to be ever really anonymous as well. Some of them may watch movies, TV shows, cartoons, or some anime on the laptops or even on desktops as well. Especially if you have a personal home laptop that you bring your laptop to the library. Especially if it has a DVD-ROM drive as well. Particularly if they ever wanted to be ever anonymous though. I must say though is that I had held for that as well, particularly. And for most of the reason is that I've always keep seeing something popping up on the news under YouTube that I noticed about these storms in San Francisco and floods and bomb cyclones and landslides. Oh my God, they always popping up everywhere though. However, it was raining though, but sometimes the rain goes on and off though as well. Just be ever, they always wanted to be anonymous though as well. As particularly as well, so particularly of how I wanted to come across to that. But then again, just considered how I've wanted to discover particularly, I wanted to learn over the fact as well. I remember, which is so different than the other day I came back home from the library. There was some sort of a reason. As long as some of them evacuated from homes because of a flood as well. I remember, because most of them have to protect, sandbags. Yeah, like when they protect their houses or their business owner or places. They may bring, sandbags as well, particularly. I remember coming back to the library the next day, back in March 2017. The library was closed due to the plumbing, because they were working on the plumbing at the library as well. More different than the time I looked, some printers or copy machines at the library were out of business, out of order, as well as sometimes it can be happened on a vending machine, especially if you ever wanted to get a bag of get some chips from a vending machine or snacks from vending machines, or even a cold drinks. Some of them may wanted Diet Pepsis or Coke Zeros, especially if they ever wanted to get one from the vending machine. But when the pandemic happened back in, I believe it was 2020, all the items were all out of order for the vending machine due to COVID-19 pandemic during the stay-at-home orders back in March 2020. Yeah, it's gotten to the point of what I can remember at all of what happened as well. Particularly, there were most other obvious reasons as well. I still say particularly of why I want to come by for that. And I wanted to basically, from what I learned as well, and what makes physically weigh as well, because I have been reading a lot of manga in the past, because, except for the other day where I did on my previous library vlog video, which was the 1st of 2023, before the rain, is that I just wanted to basically known for the fact as well, for a obvious good thing of that as well, and I wanted to give a good reason for the thing of how I wanted to come to do for a day for a change as well, is that I wanted to realize as well, particularly, and I have been figuring out ways as well, particularly what I wanted to come across for these as well. Yeah, and particularly, so recently, what I remembered is that once there was a thing happened as well, particularly on every other things as well, Yeah. And as for what I basically wanted to know for the fact of what I learned as well. Yeah. For what I have remembered is that now about this excuse me. Um from what I remember at all is that I looked at my Amazon Fire HD 10 tablet, the new one, when I did my previous made more raw uncut videos on my tablet that I always film on it, because I thought it's going to take up lack of memory space on my new tablet, but no, it worked, because that's particularly the thing of how I wanted to come by for to do all these as well, and for all the sorts as well. Yeah, just from what I think of it as well, of how I wanted to basically learn over the fact of, just for to give you head words for that as well. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, I was a little tired, particularly. Yeah, because I always wanted to figure out a way. I remember every time I came back home from the library, I've always wanted to make myself some coffee, just to how I wanted to keep awake. Sometimes I forgot to make some coffee whenever I come home from the library. I always end up getting nearly tired as well, particularly just to get a view on the facts of this as well. How this ever has gotten to be very anonymous accordingly, as far as I remembered as well. And there still seems to, for what I wanted to know, what I learned about as well. And this particularly of the reason is that I basically wanted to know. And I felt like I really wanted to do these as well. And I still seem to basically figure out of how I wanted to come by for these as well. And that's the thing as well. Yeah. And I still must say for this as well, particularly of what I wanted to come across, particularly of what I wanted to learn for this is all this as well. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I was a little tired. Because there's that one on there as well, particularly. Now, about this reason is that I looked at how I wanted to come back of how I keep looking at all my memories from the past, which it'll last in my lifetime though, as what I could remember for that as well. Sorry. Excuse me if I was a little tired. And for what I have wanted to know for this as well is that particularly, and I'm always wanting to basically do this as well. You know, my previous library vlog videos, sometimes I came back home from the library, especially if I leave for the library around 9:50 to 10 o'clock to the library, and come back home from the library around 11 to 12 o'clock in the afternoon. But sometimes I usually leave around between 2 to 3 o'clock at the library, and then I left home from the library between 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the evening, which it's basically of how what I can figure out, particularly of how it, like, especially like if it's in November or December. Yeah, because in December, like every time I came home from the library, it was getting dark and there was the sundown. Which is basically, it was getting dark and it was the evening though, and that's the proper thing of that as well. Just to be ever, sort of be ever, always anonymously for what I reason about that as well. Some of them particularly though as well, some of them may particularly have like book sales at the library. Sorry. Some of them may have like music soundtracks on CDs or albums from other artists or band artists on these albums on CD. And some of them may have like the whole thing of this as well. Some of them may have like DVDs and Blu-rays at the library book sales. Some of them may have like VCDs also. Just to ever capable, technically, of how it's ever really to being anonymously though as well. I have been reading Penguin Drum, Dragon Ball, that time I got reincarnated as Yamcha, and Mob Psycho 100. Those are the three I borrowed from the library on my previous vlog, particularly. Those are the ones I need to get to own whenever I can buy more manga at this point. Like, especially I can get it on, like, Amazon, or sometimes I could get it on Right Stuff as well. Just to be ever, thought it'd be a real anonymous, though, as well. Since the progression of how I'm going to reach over to plan to do my manga haul, where I'm going to have, like, over 100 plus volumes as well. This basically proves that you have to get the chance of how I'm going to start collecting a lot of manga. That's why. Because it's not because I'm doing manga reading log videos every day. No, it's just I do them every monthly as well. Like, excuse me. I do them like every once in a month as well. Like every year for every month as well. Of what you're reading as well. Just to get you always a little motivated as well, particularly. Well, that's probably in the case though. I'm going to be getting dressed because I'm ready to go to the library, because I will see you there when I'm doing this vlog, because I will see you at the library. Okay, so I'm at this library right here. I found 3 DVDs of anime and 1 on Blu-ray I found at this library, because I spent all of it for $1 each as well. That's what I'm going to tell you more about it when I get home. That's where I found my anime on DVD and Blu-ray, right there, in case you're wondering. Because they were like $1 each at that same book sale area, right where the manga is. Because I know it's going to be 5 o'clock. It's going to get dark by then, because I'm going to tell you more about it when I get back. So I'm outside at this library. Is that I didn't know it was cold on a rainy day as well. Especially that I'm going from nowhere. And then I noticed something when I was looking at the Otaku USA magazine. I read something about the new Urusei Yatsura 2022 anime series. I've heard interesting things about that anime. I'm wondering if it'll get a home video release. Would it be either Sentai Filmworks or Discotek Media or Viz Media, especially for the home video releases in general? I'll tell you more about it when I get. Sorry about the dog barking in the video. I'm gonna tell you more all about it when I get back. So I just finally got back home from the library, because I think I came home around 4:40 to like 5 o'clock in the evening. Is that it was raining. Like, oh my goodness, it's starting to get in rain, because, you know, that's the only thing particularly. You know, some people can protect themselves from getting wet in the rain from, like, when they use, like, umbrella, or with, like, hoodies from jackets, or especially, or those zipper hoodies, or they can bring an umbrella just to keep themselves from not getting wet from the rain. As long as it's not windy, that's the thing. As long as you don't go out in the rain as well. Yeah. Because despite I haven't had any sun in the last few days, in the past as well. So, particularly of what I want to notice, when I was at the book sale at my library, there is some newer DVDs that I found. Like, there's only 4 anime DVDs that were on sale for like $1 each, and 1 anime on Blu-ray. So I think I spent all of it, $5 on it, because they were like $1 each as well. So I guess it's a deal. That's the thing. So that's particularly the journey of how I wanted to start planning on my entire massive anime DVD and Blu-ray haul videos that I planned for. When I mean a haul video, it means you got like a whole ton amount of them. It means you, like, if I get a lot of them as well, particularly as well. And as you can see, yeah, every time I came back in the house, whenever I come back from the library, it was raining as usual. Feels like something like you're in Oregon when it was raining, doesn't it? Particularly. Yeah. Doesn't matter, rain or shine in the area as well. Well, you know what I mean as well. And for the most thing about that as well, particularly, because somehow at the library I saw a Region 3 DVD of Laputa, Castle in the Sky from Miyazaki on DVD. I saw, particularly, it was like in Region 3, which I think it was, I wasn't sure if it was a Japanese DVD release, but it was basically a Hong Kong DVD release, as well as other parts of East Asia, or any part in the continent of Asia, including Hong Kong, especially for what Region 3 DVDs are like on there. Well, aside from both Region 1 and 2, Region 3 is popular in, among other parts of Asia, including Hong Kong as well. More different than the others, like, I believe they're like, some of the other DVDs are like Region 4 or 5 or 6 as well. Especially if you're buying a DVD from another country as well. Just to be ever really anonymous, though, from what I understand why. And for some other reason, when I looked at the magazines on there, I read something about the 2022 Urusei Yatsura anime that I saw in an issue of Otaku USA, and I'm like, yep, they did brought back the Urusei Yatsura series. I'm hoping if it will ever get a home video release. Will it be Discotek Media, or will it be Viz Media, or Sentai Filmworks, or any home video company, if they ever acquiring it? Even though it's 2023, Discotek Media has finally gotten the hold of the Urusei Yatsura TV series from the 80s, now getting a proper Blu-ray release. Despite I have the Animego DVDs, I'm pretty sure I should upgrade those to the Blu-rays, because for the DVD ones right there, I'm using them for the collecting ways, which is basically sort of redundant for the obvious reasons as well, in the more certain amount of way as well. And once I come out to the library, I'm out of the library because I had to wear my face mask whenever I'm in the library, because we were all quarantined at home due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which I think this happened back in March 16 or is it 17 back in 2020, which I think that was 2 years ago. Or is it? Well, it was 22. 2021, 2022. Yeah, it was 3 years. Well, 2020, 2021, 2022. Yeah, it's been 3 years since I was, like the whole stay-at-home orders in the whole COVID-19 pandemic, because I had to get lots of food and water and drinks for, especially if you're ever quarantined due to the whole COVID-19 pandemic stay-at-home orders, until every places are now reopened, because I'm pretty sure, because I have been vaccinated, because I wanted to get the vaccines, that's the thing. Especially when I go out for a walk, though, I have to wear a face mask just to protect myself from the COVID. That's why, because that's the whole serious thing as well. Although I do have Tubi and DVDs and Blu-rays of movies, television series, cartoons, and there's some anime and documentary DVDs as well. As well as manga books as well. And video games as well. That's how it got me motivated. Just to keep my mind away from the pandemic as well, particularly, in case you're wondering why. Because I have been getting so much ideas to do haul videos and DVD and Blu-ray collection videos, because I was low on ideas during the pandemic happened. That's the thing. Given on how the facts of how I learned about it, that's why. So that's going to be it for my library vlog video for today, you guys. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm going to say for this one. Well, this is the first time I'm going to do my brand new library vlog video like this, because I haven't done one like these in quite a while, particularly, because this is the second time I came back home from the library, and it was the evening, and it was getting dark. That's the thing. Just like how I went back home from the library, I think it was around Christmas time, which I remembered why, if you ask me, though. And for some of the obvious reason is that I wanted to learn over the fact about this as well. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing over. I'm always wanted to do the vlogs, that's why, every Saturday, because I do have some earbuds unboxing. Like, those are the late Christmas gifts that they didn't come. I might do an unboxing on my new earphones that I'm going to owe you. I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, that's why. Hope to subscribe for more content. Anime Planet Patreon links in the description if you check out at your leisure. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below in this video. Smack the like button if you enjoyed the video. Be sure to click on the subscribe button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, especially if you're new to my channel particularly. And also, smack the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified also as well for more latest updates, just to keep you noted as well. And that's all I have what I got for today, because I felt really tired after coming back home from the library every Saturday. That's the thing, though. This is Rurouni K95 saying thank you for watching my video, and I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Have a great day. This is Rurouni K95 signing off. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you soon for more videos. Take care. Bye.